Two very suspect teams. We have the Vikings, who kind of started the year shaky, and you're like, hold on. I think the Vikings are a team that is going to start shaky, pull it together, and then round back into form. We have Remy Malik at quarterback, the computer head coach, and Kevin O'Connell. We have Kirk Cousins playing the best game of his life on Monday Night Football. If that was how he played on Monday night, I can't imagine what he's going to do at 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock Kirk taking on the Packers, who couldn't beat the Raiders and couldn't beat the Broncos. How can I pick you again this year to win another game ever? I can't.
No, I mean, you watch the highly vaunted, highly appreciated, highly respected worst top 5 teams. And if I remember correctly, the Brickyard put them as the worst team in the NFL currently because, while the Packers might believe in a thing called love, I believe in a thing called fate. And the Vikings, they started off poorly. They thought their season was over, especially when they lost the gritty king, that is Justin Jefferson. But they also have this thing that they can do well, which the Packers are pretty mediocre at, and that's drafting wide receivers. And Jordan Addison, although he did cramp up on Monday Night Football, he did come back and make it happen with them. So the Vikings, between their defense stepping up and between Jordan Addison playing well and Kirk Cousins playing some of the best football that he's played to this point. You're looking at me. You have numbers.
I am. I don't have numbers. I have games, but finish your take.
I was just going to say the Vikings, I think they have a lot more energy in that building. I think that they believe that they can still make that playoff push. Remy Malik, Mr. Robot himself, I think he can get it done. Head coaching matchup, I think it's pretty much a draw. The only advantage they really have is running backs, but give me the Vikings.
Yeah, give me the Vikings, and then if they win this game, they move to 4-4. You like that?
I love that.
Next game, the Falcons.
Winnable.
Saints.
Winnable.
Broncos.
Definitely winnable.
Bears.
Oh, definitely.
Raiders.
Winnable.
Yeah, so after the Raiders, then they face the Bengals and the Lions, which are 2 tough games. But you have basically after you beat the Packers, then Falcons. If you can win that game, then you're 5-4. Saints, you can definitely win that game at home. You go to 6-4, 7-4 once you play the Broncos, and then the Bears and the Raiders. This is a team that could easily bounce to 9 or 8-4 and then put themselves right back into the contender position. So yeah, I look at you like that because I look at this team like, oh, they got some cupcakes coming up next.
Oh yeah, 100%. And then the Packers, if they can't have a team held to below 16 points, they can't win. Jordan Love, he loves doing this thing where he throws it to the other team. And as Trent Dilfer once said, you can't lose and still win. And that's going to be the case for the Packers in this game. It's like the team that scores the most points oftentimes wins that game. And I think the Vikings, Jordan Addison, better than any receiver that's on the Packers currently. Defense, I think, is pretty much a wash, but they have more momentum. They have more confidence in this game, and Kirk Cousins playing some of his best football. So it's pretty obvious it's going to be the Vikings.